Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Sean Woodland with Pat Sherwood, and we continue to march towards the 2014 Reebok CrossFit Games. Today, taking a look at the team competition and a bit of a screwball thrown out there by Dave Castro via social media. The teams, for the first time, starting on Wednesday at a beach.
Anything which kind of induces fear and panic in people I love for some odd reason. Once that came out, I had some great conversations in the time right after that with some team members who were like, what does that mean? Are we going to run on the beach? Is it going to be a team swim? Is it going to be a relay? Are they going to bring back those damn worms? Are we going to run them up and down the beach in some kind of military training? So who knows, but there's a lot of teams scrambling around the world right now.
Before we can talk about the teams that will be in Carson, California, we have to talk about the teams that won't be. Some very notable squads not making the trip this year. Ute CrossFit, the two-time defending champions. CrossFit New England not there. Diablo CrossFit, they've been a mainstay of the team competition. They're not going as well. 43 teams are making the trip to Carson in the 2014 Reebok CrossFit Games. To narrow that list down to the teams that have a chance at winding up on the podium, let's send it over to Tommy Marquez.
Thanks, Sean. In order to narrow down the list of teams competing this year in Carson to a list of serious contenders for the Affiliate Cup, I used a series of qualifications both based on historical data as well as their past competition experience. We take a look at these qualifications. It starts with, first, a team must finish first overall at their regional competition. Since 2010, every single Affiliate Cup champion has also won their regional. Next, a team must be from one of 10 United States regions. In the entire history of the Affiliate Cup, no team from outside of the United States has ever made it onto the Games podium. Last two, a team must have a top 5 finish since 2010 at the Games, or also have a former individual Games qualifier on their roster for their team this year. Reason being is we want to see proof of a team performing well at the Games in recent history, or we want to see a team that has a certain individual that can provide veteran leadership. When we take these qualifications and apply them to the teams that made it to the Games this year, we start with a list of 17 teams in 2 pages that are our team regional winners. We start to narrow the field a little bit by applying the rest of the qualifications, and we can first knock out the teams that are from outside the United States. That means CrossFit Athletic from Australia, as well as both the Canada teams get eliminated. We take that a step further, and we knock out the teams that don't have a previous top 5 finish since 2010, or don't have a previous qualifying Games individual on their team. That knocks out CrossFit Conjugate Black from the Central East, as well as CrossFit The Club from the Southwest. That leaves us Team Dynamic Strength and the Rockland CrossFit Honey Badgers from this first page. We move on to the next page of team regional winners. And we start once again by eliminating the teams from outside the United States in CrossFit Sport and big friends from Latin America. We apply the final 2 qualifications in a top 5 finish at the Games or an individual Games competitor, and that knocks out Timberwolf CrossFit from the North Central. And what we get, Sean and Pat, is when all of the dust settles and we lay down these qualifications, we get a core group of 7 teams that should be considered as serious threats to take down the Affiliate Cup this year in Carson.
Thanks, Tommy. 7 teams on that list, but is there one that you think has the best chance of winding up on top of the podium?
Well, if you're badgering me for a response, did I already give it away?
Well played.
The Rockland CrossFit Honey Badgers. Do you see what I did there? They took first place in the NorCal Regional, beating out the likes of 808 and NorCal. They started the competition in first place, stayed there the entire weekend. They're going back to the Games for a 5th time. Gary Barron, who's on their team, Sean, said that they capitalized on the mistakes of other teams that helped keep their position all weekend long. So if they can bring that to the Games, it could be a great little recipe.
There are a couple of teams that didn't make that final list of 7 that Tommy showed us, but they still have a chance of making some noise in Carson. One of them is here in our backyard.
One of them's going to make a lot of noise, so they know their team members are just loud, rambunctious people. CrossFit NorCal, they took 3rd in the NorCal region, and they've got some big names on their team, such as Pat Barber and Miranda Oldroyd, who have been individual competitors in the past, also level 1 staff members. They train with Kalipa and Fisher on the regular, so these are great things. And they took 3rd with one of their teammates scoring a 0 on the snatch. Also, CrossFit Conjugate Black with Sam Dancer. We chatted him up earlier during the Open, saying that he was a big name to watch. Well, now he's part of that powerful team. And another cool thing about their team is they don't have any one particular leader. Depending upon the event and who feels comfortable, anyone can just kind of occupy that role. Yeah. So they've got some big power pack individuals such as Dancer, and everyone can step up. They're a serious unit.
And we know that CrossFit NorCal has the physical attributes necessary to do well, but now they're also trying to dial in their mental game.
To be honest, we've got some help in that area too. Like, this might sound kind of cheesy, but we straight up have a sports psychologist that we meet with like once a week or once every 2 weeks. We talk about like if we're irritated with someone or like if we feel like something's not working, and he helps us communicate better with each other. And it's kind of weird and maybe cheesy, but it's helped a lot.
That may have been considered weird a couple of years ago, but now, as tight as this competition is, I mean, you really have to do everything you can just to get an edge on the other teams.
Oh, for sure. And that team with Barber and you get Oldroyd, they need a team of therapists working shifts around the clock or whatnot. And also, Barber said a few weeks ago, put a lot of pressure on his own team that, hey, we're going to be on the podium at the game. So I bet you that's been hashed out a couple times in some of those sessions.
Team competition for the first time ever getting started on Wednesday. It's July 23rd. Will be interesting to see what they will face on the beach. For Pat Sherwood, I'm Sean Woodland. We'll see you next time.